बढ़ाए जा, खुशी के गीत गाए जा, ये जिंदगी है कौम की, तू कौम पर लुटाए जा. This song actually personifies the life of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, where it says, तू शेर हिंद आगे बढ़, बने से फिर भी तू ना डर, उड़ा के दुश्मनों का सर, जोशे वतन बढ़ाए जा. That's exactly what Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose did. He inspired the nation to rise against the British, to fight for freedom and then take freedom. His legacy is perhaps finally being recognized by a billion-strong nation. This should have happened decades and decades ago. Perhaps it didn't. But when it happens, it's also led to a war, a legacy war between the Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party over Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And this is happening just ahead of elections in Bengal. The government is celebrating the 125th birth anniversary. The national government as Parakram Divas, the Bengal government as Desh Nayak Divas. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Poulomi Saha. Poulomi, the Prime Minister has reached Victoria Memorial, and this is where the celebrations truly begin as far as the Parakram Divas are concerned, Poulomi.
Yes, Gaurav, the Prime Minister has reached Netaji Bhavan right now, his first stop in Kolkata. This is the residence, the old residence of Subhash Chandra Bose. He lived here since 1909 when his father, in fact, built this residence. He lived here till 1941, the year that he escaped from here with the help of his uncle Shishir Kumar Bose. In a car, he was taken from here to Gomo railway station, which is in Dhanbad district of Jharkhand, which has now been renamed the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose railway station. From there, he escaped and fled from India. He was under British surveillance over here. The Prime Minister has arrived over here right now. He will be spending about 15 minutes over here as per his which has been shared with us. He will spend time looking around the residence, which has been turned into a museum, a research center. It has archives, there's a library. He will be shown around here by Shugata Bose, who is in fact grand-nephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and he is in fact running the maintains Netaji Bhavan on Elgin Road in Kolkata. The Prime Minister was received by Chandra Bose, another grandnephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Kailash Vijayvargiya, who is the BJP's Bengal in charge, Shopun Das Gupta, Member of Parliament from the Bharatiya Janata Party in the Rajya Sabha. They were here to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has gone inside Netaji Bhavan. Right now, he will be looking around. There are several interesting pieces from Netaji's life and time inside the Netaji Research Bureau or Netaji Bhavan. It also has the vehicle, the Wanderer car, which in fact was used by Shishir Kumar Bose to drive away Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the night of 16th and 17th of January 1941. From here to Gomo railway station. From there on, he went on a long and arduous journey to reach Berlin in Germany. That car is over here. It has been through the financial support of the Ministry of Culture. It has been, in a way, brought back to its past glory by the...
Yes.
और उसके बाद उन्होंने उचित समय देखकर 16 जनवरी 1941 को उन्होंने
We are having some audio issues with Poulomi's connection, perhaps because of jammers that are there, because the Prime Minister is there. But look at these images. You have the grandnephews of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose who are showing the Prime Minister around, and this place is truly a site of pilgrimage. Young Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he came from a very affluent family. He studied hard. He was a topper. He was a topper all through his life. He went and took the civil services examinations and he came fourth in order of merit. But he did not serve the British Empire. When the Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was deeply moved. He went to Mahatma Gandhi and Monojit Mandal. That is where, even as a youngster, let me take our viewers back to this house, Monojit Mandal, When he stayed here as a child, he asked his mother, how long will Mother India remain a slave of the British? So he was a Desh Nayak truly, even as a child, a visionary leader.
Let me share one very interesting, story about Subhash Chandra Bose attending the Presidency College, and he could not stay there because he was, certainly not, he was showing dissent against one of the teachers, Oten Sahib, and later on he was rusticated from that college and went on to study in another college, which was the Scottish Church College. So I mean, he was very much from the very beginning of his, life. He was a true patriot. But there are many issues which we don't read, we don't know, because as I told you earlier, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was deliberately stamped out of India's narrative of history. It is time that we revisit that particular legacy, that rich legacy, how he made India what it is today. And look at Gaurav, the kind of life he lived. Every time he was fighting the British from outside the country.
Yes.
For four known years of his life, from 1941 to 45, he was fighting these forces from outside the country. These, perhaps the undisputably supreme, imperial power, the Britishers. He was fighting from outside the country. Look at the kind of, real parakram that he had. At the same time, I believe he should also be called the Desh Nayak.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
He was. He truly was Desh Nayak. He truly was Parakrami. I can hear you loud and clear. And the more students of history, or actually people in general, read about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, the more they realize that even as a child, here was a man who was struggling for India's independence. And he sought the blessings of Mahatma Gandhi. He, of course, went initially to Deshbandhu. He went to Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, and Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das guided him, molded him. That's the way he was molded into this entire movement to arise, to awaken the people of India to fight for independence. He, of course, chose the path of armed struggle, formed an army, and he truly was a realist in this matter. He realized India needed a strong standing army to be able to defeat the British, Professor Monojit Mandal.
True. I mean, not just shared that, he was tremendously influenced by Tagore himself. Remember, Gaurav, besides the fact that he was a parakram, he was a veer, he was also a tremendous composer. The songs that you were playing were actually composed and sung by this person himself. Look at the kind of lyrics that he could produce. I mean, these songs if sung today will give you goosebumps. I mean, it is so inspiring. And this person, this highly talented man, he was composing all these songs. The tunes are also given by him. He was tremendously influenced by Tagore and has a tremendous respect for Tagore as well. And remember one very interesting thing, Gaurav, when Gandhi and Nehru were sort of driving him out of the Congress party, Tagore stood by him. Tagore wrote in favor of Subhash Chandra Bose, saying that injustice being committed by Gandhi and Nehru against Subhash Chandra Bose. I think Tagore, I'm telling you that my research on Tagore says that the first Indian national movement, which is known as the anti-partition movement in the first half of the 20th century, was led by none other than Rabindranath Tagore himself. This is being said by not Monojit Mandal, but a very famous historian in the name of Sumit Sarkar. In his book, Swadeshi Movement in Bengal, he is categorically saying, Tagore, not a conventional politician, he was actually leading the anti-partition movement in Bengal.
Yes, back to these images. Tanushree Pandey and General Sanjay Kulkarni also joined me on the broadcast. And Tanushree, there may be a lot of arguments in a political legacy war, but even Professor Monojit Mandal says that the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi leads the nation in paying tributes to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on his 125th birth anniversary, visits his house on Elgin Road, the entire nation suddenly is once again reading about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and his valor, his contribution to the freedom struggle comes to the fore.
Absolutely, Gaurav, and you know, it's undoubtedly the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the way its center, the Bharatiya Janata Party government is celebrating, is observing today's day, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's anniversary, birth anniversary, 125th, as Parakram Divas. It's an absolute fact that today the entire country, not just the state of West Bengal, are recognizing Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose as one of the biggest leaders this country has ever, produced. In fact, it's because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the centre, and also on the other hand, Trinamool Congress and Mamata Banerjee, that today the only, fact is, Gaurav, that what we are continuously questioning, that why, the two leaders could not celebrate the date together maybe, but yes, both the leaders could do their bit, whatever they, do.
They will be together in the evening, but Tanushri, just stay with me. I have Poulomi Saha back with me on the broadcast. Just stay with me for a moment. Yes. Okay, just stay with me for one moment as I bring in Poulomi Saha once again. Poulomi, you were in this room as we see these spectacular images that are coming in and the pictures that are there. Describe these images for our viewers, Poulomi.
पे एक लंबा वक्त
Try and patch again. Patch.
Okay, perhaps because of jammers, we seem to have lost Poulomi Saha once again. But these are images of the life and times of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in his house. The fact that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose constantly was struggling not only to get India to be independent, but also to be a powerful nation. And General Sanjay Kulkarni, Professor Monojit Mandal and I were just talking about Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja, Khushi ke geet gaye ja, ye zindagi hai qaum ki, tu qaum pe lutaye ja. This is now the Indian Army song. The Azad Hind song is the Indian Army song, sir. What does this song do to you? What does this song bring out in you, General Kulkarni?
Jai Hind, Gaurav, and that's the greeting we take it from him, his Azad Hind force. Everybody till date in the armed forces greet each other saying Jai Hind. And similarly, when a tune like Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja is played, it's absolutely, hair-raising. It's so motivating. It is absolutely something that can inspire, motivate, and can make anybody and everybody give their lives for the nation. That's the kind of nationalism, the spirit, the patriotism this particular song can create. A regimental song. It's Parachute Regiment, the regiment that has special forces. The absolute song, Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. Anytime, I'm sure, every child in India, when on the Republic Day, when they hear to this song, the bands playing of the army, everybody just starts humming this song. Everybody knows it. You sang this song. I think everybody of us seems to get inspired, motivated. Similarly, with Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, imagine his love for the nation, his love, even whatever be the political legacy that he may have left. Look at the names of the regiments that he gave. Gandhi, Nehru, Maulana Azad, and himself, Rani Lakshmibai. The entire thing. This is the kind of love for the country.
Stay with me for a moment. You very rightly pointed out, absolutely, his undisputed, unquestioned love for Mother India, for Ma Bharati, and his slogan, Chalo Delhi, his slogan, Jai Hind. Poulomi, you're looking at those images that the Prime Minister is looking at Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's residence. For the benefit of our viewers, describe these pictures and the house. His uniform is still there.
Right now, Gaurav, is something quite interesting. The Prime Minister has stepped out on the road, went down to the Claria, who's been chanting Jai Shri Ram, Modi, Modi. He has, of course, finished his tour of Netaji Bhavan. He was given a tour by Chandra Bose, who is, in fact, the grandnephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He finished that tour. He's waved to the crowd before getting into the car. He's come out. He's acknowledged the crowds that have gathered.
Acknowledge the crowds that have gathered over here, BJP supporters.
Acknowledge them, and now Gaurav, he is in fact heading for his next stop, which is the National Library, where he will be in fact attending an international conference on Netaji. He will be delivering the valedictory address over there, and he will be serving the
visit to Kolkata, visit
Okay.
to Subhash Chandra Bose's ancestral home. In the visuals, you can see.
Give me a moment. The Prime Minister's cavalcade would be leaving in just a short while from now, from this location, and perhaps that's the reason that jammers are active once again, given the security situation, which also is big. Again, the aim of this entire exercise, Tanushri, not only to honor the valor and sacrifice of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, but also once again bring it out in the minds and the memory of generation next. And that is why, Tanushri, you have a lot of debate competitions and declamation competitions that are being organized in schools, not just in Bengal, but across the country.
Absolutely, Gaurav. The centre government made sure that the entire country, not just the state of West Bengal, celebrates the birth anniversary, the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. It was Prime Minister and his vision that the generation next, as you have been rightly mentioning, and the entire country should know each and every fact about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, about his work, about Azad Hind Fauj, about their uniform. So that's why the centre government decided that today Parakram Divas will be celebrated not just in the state of West Bengal and in Kolkata, but across the country. And that's why, as you rightly said, Gaurav, kids starting from school, from the lower classes of school to colleges, many events were basically organized for the school kids and for the college kids. And due to the COVID situation on the ground, many online things were also organized on the works of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Painting competitions were organized all across the country today, where many kids came and they were given the topic to draw something, anything related to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So definitely it's a great idea of the government to be, incite a very good feeling of love and warmth for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, one of the biggest leaders our country ever saw. And that's why the Prime Minister is also going to come here in a short while from now, Gaurav, which is the National Library of India, comes under the Government of India Cultural Ministry. It's located at Alipur in Kolkata. It's the largest library in the entire country, and here the Prime Minister will come. This library has a permanent exhibition of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's work, about the artifacts of Azad Hind Fauj, many rare picture of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Prime Minister is going to come here in a short while from now. He has left from Netaji Bhavan, is what we have been told. So he's going to take 10 to 15 minutes to reach here. Then he will be meeting the artist, Gaurav, and would be felicitating the artists who have made the tableau on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Then he will be delivering, the Prime Minister will be delivering a valedictory speech in an international conference on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So the Prime Minister and the Bharatiya Janata Party government are doing all they can to make sure that the country, the next generation knows about Subhash Chandra Bose. Yes, Gaurav, back to you.
Absolutely. The next generation must know about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and his contribution towards India's independence struggle. Professor Monojit Mondal, this is exactly what you wanted, what you were talking about, that schools and colleges should be talking about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. That is exactly what is happening, but at a different level. Revisiting the legacy of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. There is an international conference on that will happen as we look at the Prime Minister's cavalcade. Professor Mondal, the Prime Minister is about to leave Elgin Road in a moment from now. There we see the Prime Minister in his vehicle leaving Netaji's residence at Elgin Road. And we have my colleague Chitra Tripathi reporting for Aaj Tak there. This is exactly what you wanted, Professor Monojit Mondal. Netaji's legacy to be recognized.
It's not just revisiting the history, Gaurav. We need to rewrite that history. History must be rewritten. I mean, one very famous modern poet calls in the beginning of the 20th century that history is full of contrived corridors and cunning passages. Look at how fitting that was, the description of history as full of cunning corridors. And one such cunning corridor would be to somehow completely erase this narrative of this great man. We need to bring them back. We need to include Netaji in the school books, and who else but the NCERT and the central government should do it? I mean, the government of India, definitely they are celebrating Netaji's legacy, everything is all right, but they must also go out of their way to include Netaji in the school books and also in the college books, college textbooks. We need to canonize this man. Just going to, celebrating this man for 1, 2, or maybe throughout the year will not serve unless and until we know what kind of a man he was, what kind of a the valor he could show in fighting for his country, for his motherland. We must know this man. I mean, he is so much neglected. Of course, he is being,
his valor that you speak about.
Absolutely. I mean, there are controversies about him,
Yes,
that he perhaps,
the valor, the realist, the visionary. Yes, we'll talk about that in greater detail. Stay with me, Professor Monojit Mandal, General Kulkarni, Poulomi, and Tanushri. More guests will join us from Bengal and from the national capital as we talk about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's contribution. It hasn't been recognized enough. There is a lot that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose did for India to get India independence, the sacrifice that he made, the Azad Hind Fauj, the prisoners of war that he got together, trained them, got them armed. People contributed so much to ensure that we are able to fight back and win back our independence. We'll also tell you what then British Prime Minister, of course, when he was former British Prime Minister, Clement Attlee, what did he say about Netaji's contribution to India's independence struggle? All of that and much more coming up on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us and Jai Hind.